and welcome to another interesting edition of Switch is Story titled Crucible. It's a story of hope, love, and the daily struggles of Nigerian youths. I am Aanu, akomolafe. Welcome on board. The bus unarmed. The blaring of the convoy siren that nearly brushed the bus did not help issues as the bus driver struggled to give way for the convoy. Hope Godwin clutched his wallet. He had 500 naira left in his wallet and he was going for an interview. He had calculated his fare to and fro, so any carelessness on his part would result in dire consequences. The bus driver belched, cleared his throat, and demanded for the fare in an unfriendly tone. Bank road, una pay my money, we don't reach Bank Road, kwa. Hope adjusted his tie and dusted his suit before handing over the 500 naira note to the driver. The driver's countenance changed. His bloodshot eyes scared Hope, who couldn't take his eyes off the driver's torn shirt and disheveled hair. Bros, I don't tell you say I no get change now. Which kind of wahala be this? Chai! He spit out. Hope was torn between waiting to reply the uncaught driver and catching up with the interview. A sonorous voice jolted him back to reality. Driver, why are you embarrassing this man? I've been watching you from a distance for a while now, she asked. Hope narrated his own side of the story to the young fair lady in her early 20s. She sighed and handed over a new 200 naira note to the driver, who collected the money and hurriedly entered the bus, as more and more people scolded him for his wrong attitude. Hope thanked the young lady for her generosity. She smiled and wished Hope well before opening the door of her wine-colored Toyota Venza 2019 model. She looked like an angel in human form. Hope wished his parents were rich. Life had been tough since he lost his father a couple of years ago. His mother had been the only one struggling to make ends meet. Although his mother sells food at the local canteen, the profit has nothing to write home about. He hoped they would be shortlisted this time around. Apex Conglomerate had been his dream company. He had written so many tests without being shortlisted. He prayed he would be offered employment this time around. With that, Hope walked briskly towards the company. He had 5 more minutes before the door would be shut and applicants would be denied entry. Abiola Badmus peeped from the glass pane. The young man looked attractive and neat in his old-fashioned suit, she thought. His face was hard to forget. He performed brilliantly the last time, but her father's friend showed interest, so the job was given to Chief Abdullahi's son, who didn't even show up for the interview. She watched from a distance as Hope greeted everyone with a smile and dazzled the panel with brilliant answers. We need people like this to change the country's narrative. Nigeria is blessed with young, intelligent people who are often not given the opportunity to prove their mettle, she sighed. Chief Abdullahi's son could not perform on the job and he resigned out of frustration after a year to head his father's company, where no one would be able to question him. While after a year, the likes of Hope still roamed the streets looking for white-collar jobs. Tears welled up her eyes as she turned her back to the door. Hope was bustling with joy as he narrated his experience to his friends, who couldn't help laughing as he told them about the bus driver and how a young lady appeared from the blues to bail him out. Thomas packed the nearby store with a terrific thought. That is exactly the point. We must make money and live large. For how long are we going to continue in this job hunt? See, I've gotten into cybercrimes, and to tell the truth, I hit my first million a couple of days ago. I only want the dust to settle before I blow the money, he laughed. Hope couldn't believe his eyes as he watched his other friends congratulating Thomas. He remembered his mother's words about integrity and hard work, but then they had nothing to show for their uprightness. Thomas tapped his shoulder and shrugged. Oh, don't look at me like that. Aren't you tired of struggling? Join me and let's establish our own business. I'll make you the director since you are the most intelligent among us. Think about it. Let me know your decision tomorrow morning. His phone kept on ringing and the sound woke him up. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. He rubbed his eyes as he dragged himself out of bed. "Leave me, Michael?" He asked him to call him first thing in the morning. He picked the phone and a pleasant female voice greeted him with excitement. "I'm happy to let you know that you've been offered employment at Apex Conglomerate and duties have been sent to your mail. You are to resume tomorrow for employment," she said happily. There was dead silence. Tears filled Hope's eyes. "I must be dreaming," he muttered under his breath. "Oh, I'm Abiola Badmus, the only daughter of Ambassador Badmus. I was the one that paid your fare when the bus driver harassed you a week ago at Bank Road. That very day, I was on my way to my father's office when I saw the driver harassing you." She smiled. Hope could not believe his ears as he put the pieces together. Wait. He remembered. He saw a figure like that of the young lady that helped him inside the hall, but she quickly disappeared before he could figure it out. The picture became clearer. The same girl was one of the people who interviewed him last year when he was invited for the interview. How did he miss that? Abiola continued. "We will talk better tomorrow. Congratulations once again." He has not recovered from the incident when his mother rushed and shut the door with tear-stained eyes. He threw the phone on the bed and hugged his mother. "What is it, Mama?" His mother narrated how mobile policemen raided their area and arrested Thomas and his friends. They were put behind the police van and had been taken away. Hope couldn't believe his eyes. The temptation to join them was strong, but he remembered his mother's advice, and that stopped him. He showed his mom the mail he received from Apex Conglomerate. He would be given an official car with 300,000 naira monthly salary. Smile lit his mother's face as they burst into songs of joy. Who knows, he thought, Abiola might someday be his wife, or will that ever happen? That's all we have for you today on this edition of Switch A Story titled Crucible. From all of us here, may your dreams come true. Bye for now.